See that, JetNation? This is Green Bean, and I am coming to you live from CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. And I wanted to show you how easy it really is when there's a guy running in front of you, waving his arm wide open. The only thing to do is throw it to him. I know I don't have Jerry Hughes breathing down my neck, but it's still football, and it's still easy. We're gonna get into that and the upcoming game against the Niners when we come back from Seattle.
All right, JetNation, well, I'm going to have to film this one at night. It's really quiet. I'd say it's about, I think it's about 2:30 a.m. on the East Coast there. About 11:30 or so here where I am. And as you saw in the earlier portion of this video, I've been out running around Seattle all day and had to get home and do the whole thing. And now I have some time to myself, and I want so badly to talk to you guys. Number one, like I showed in the video, of course I'm playing around, but Sam has to play better. And here's the good news. We didn't see him unable to make throws, right? These were throws that we've seen Sam make dozens of times. So the truth is while that game sucked, he had a terrible game, we don't have to be worried about him not being able to make the throws. Now, this is where a lot of guys go wrong, man. A lot of guys get it up here, and like we've heard that, I'm seeing Ghosts comment that ESPN and everybody likes to overblow, but there is truth to it. Once you get somebody rattled upstairs, it's like after getting a really big hit over the middle. Sometimes those guys are never the same. They don't quite have the same confidence. So that can be what's happening with Sam. I think it's probably more to do with no preseason, shorter training camp, everything's crazy, a lot of new guys, brand new offensive line. He came off 2 years of having an atrocious offensive line. He's rattled from all that. He's going to take time to settle down. So, just like that play that I so perfected, the reenactment of with my son, those types of plays, Sam's got to hit that. Sam's got to at least try to hit that. But the good news is that he will hit that. We've seen it before. We will see it again. So that's going to be the key to the game. But let's get into this game a little bit. So we are playing the 49ers. And they were in the Super Bowl last year. So clearly, the team that showed up against the Buffalo Bills last week is not beating a Super Bowl team. We know that. But that was a particularly bad game for this group of players that we have. I don't care who's on the roster. That was a bad game. These guys who make it to the NFL can catch. Sam Darnold can throw. It's like this is silliness, all right? So we can play better than that. We all know we can play better than that. We played better than that just last year, and we had a worse squad, in my opinion. The other side to that is the Niners. The Niners are coming in beaten, beat up. They're broken. They have a lot of injuries. Now, we'll go through some of those injuries a little bit, but then we're going to talk about a key injury. So their starting corners, Witherspoon and Sherman, are out, and I'll get back to that again. Now, the guys playing, we got Jason Verrett and Emmanuel Mosley. Now, Emmanuel Mosley's been looking good, and Verrett's been a decent player in the league. We know that. But Verrett is also dealing with a hamstring injury. So that's another thing. And we know as Jet fans how bad hamstring injuries can be. So we might even see them on their their third and fourth string cornerbacks. All right, so that's what's going on there. Their offensive lineman, he is practicing, but their center, he is practicing, so he might play, but he's another one. He's injured, okay? Chances are he's not going to be his full self, so we have some of that going on. Now, Kittle, unfortunately, looks like he's going to be playing. He had a full practice this morning. The day I'm making this video, he had a full practice, and Kyle Shanahan said that Kittle and he feel that he's more than likely going to be a full go. The other bad news is that Brandon Ayuk it seems like he's going to be able to make his NFL debut against our New York Jets. And, you know, from our history, that doesn't usually bode well for us. Guys come in and have career games against us, which also doesn't bode well for Mohamed Sanu coming in. Mohamed Sanu, as we know, played with Kyle Shanahan before in Atlanta, so he's not the typical guy off the street, at least for the Niners. He's coming in with some familiarity with the vernacular and the play calling and all those kinds of things. He basically knows the offense. Maybe not fresh on his mind, but he can absolutely come in and be a contributor, and I think we're going to end up seeing him. The scary part with that, just like I said with Ayuk, is that these are the exact types of players that we see come in and light it up. I don't think that's going to happen, but it can. So we're going to see Ayuk, we're going to see Kittle, we're more than likely going to see Sanu. So the main injury. The big injury is actually Richard Sherman. Now, Richard Sherman is the leader of that defense. He's the emotional leader of the defense, and plus he's still a quality player. I'm going to give you some stats. Without Richard Sherman in the lineup, the Niners are 0-3 since 2018. Every game that he doesn't play, they have a bad game. They average 33.2 points. Is that what it is? 32.3 points per game. You know, the defense gives up 33.2 points, and the quarterback rating is 103.5 against their defense without Richard Sherman. 0-3, 33 points, 103.5 quarterback rating. With Richard Sherman, they gave up about an average of 22.4 points, and the quarterbacks have an average rating of 92.3. So that is a significant drop-off, and it just so happens this is their first game without him. I can absolutely see that having a major impact, especially with guys like Emmanuel Mosley, who is really crediting Richard Sherman with building him up and really helping him become a better player. Now he'll probably be on the sideline, I would imagine, or something like that. But the truth is he won't be on the field, and that's going to affect his team. Just like the previous times he wasn't there, they've lost every single one of them, and these guys look to him. So that's a big one. So when you add the fact that the game we saw on opening day was basically our preseason game, I was just as unhappy about it as you were, trust me. But we're not going to see that every week. The offensive line gave Sam more time than he's used to. The receivers, I mean, Crowder was dropping balls. Herndon was dropping balls. And why would Herndon drop balls? It's game one. He's been out for a friggin' year and a half. So, of course, there's going to be rust. When you have just like a momentum that everything is going wrong, we all know sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. You punt it, it lands, and the ball bounces back towards you 40 yards. That kind of weird stuff happens. That's the game that we just watched. Now, I'm looking closely at some things. I'm looking closely at the play calling. I'm looking closely at Sam Darnold's play decision-making. And I'm looking closely at the offensive line and how well they hold their blocks and pick up stunts and hold to their assignments and stuff. We saw a lot of confusion, particularly on the right side of the line with Van Roten and McGovern. Fant did better than I actually thought he would. But again, he's another one. These guys need time. This was our preseason game. It sucks that it counted, and it sucks that it was against a division opponent, but it is what it is. So Sam Darnold, we know, can hit those plays. The team is not going to play. The biggest mosquito on earth just flew by. It was this friggin' big. Now, I know it's not going to bite me because those are the guys, whatever, but that scared the shit out of me. Here he comes. You don't believe me? Look, there's his friggin' legs. I caught him a little bit. You see where's his legs? See him? See the leg? I caught mosquito legs. Dinner. Anyway, so what I'm telling you is this. We're winning this game. And we're winning this game in exciting and handily fashion. We're going to win it. I lost my thoughts there, but we're going to win this game. The final score is going to be 24-17, maybe even 20-17. We're gonna need a little fickin' action, but we're gonna beat them. Add to it that they're flying to the East Coast on an early game. All that stuff does have impact. especially when you add to it a lot of guys that don't usually play are playing. Guys are playing their first game of the season, all those types of things. They lost last week. I know they're going to be upset and pissed off and all that kind of stuff. The good news is, who gives a shit? We're going to beat the 49ers. My final prediction, 20-17, New York Jets. Book it, mark it, Sam Darnold resurgence. Enjoy the game. Go Jets.